Hey everybody, it's Kelly Cooper and welcome to another Facebook Live video. Today I want to talk a little bit about, or a lot about, one of the biggest dysfunctions of your mind that will get in the way of changing your energy and being a successful conscious creator. I put the words in quotes because it's not an action-based thing. You can't be successful or not successful at it, right? It's not an action. You can't do it right or wrong. There's no skill, nothing to master, right? Because a lot of you have seen all the stuff you want. You don't really want it. You feel like you need it. We're going to this journey feeling like we need the boyfriend, we need to lose the weight, we need to get the money, we need the new job, we need this, we need that, we need all these certain experiences, we need the money to get all this stuff, right? So there's this sense of need. And like I've said before, the need is coming from some kind of pain. We have certain feelings that we attribute to not having the thing. It creates all this pain for us. And then, right, the mind thinks that a certain external manifestation will take away our pain. We're not just going to want it. Again, we're going to need it. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced feeling like you need something doesn't feel good. Because if you don't feel like you can get it, that feels bad. If you're trying to manifest it by using the law of attraction and you're failing, that feels shitty because you got your hopes up maybe that this teaching was going to be the ticket to changing your life, and then again it's not working. I use air quotes a lot in that stuff because I like to illustrate our kind of faulty thinking and then the way the mind kind of misinterprets all of that. So the need, from an energetic perspective, we see that need serves no purpose from an energetic perspective. Need means that you're very focused on the reality you don't want. You're in a great deal of resistance to it. All you're focused on is what you don't have. LOA 101, what you focus on expands. Where your attention goes, energy flow, I don't know, all those little sayings, right? What you resist persists. So we see how need and all the stuff that comes from the need, all the ways we operate and all the emotion it brings up, from an energetic perspective, right? We see the problem with this. But your mind does not understand energy. It will always want you to act in a way that is not friendly to this way of operating, that is not energetically and manifesting friendly, if you will. Because here's the thing with your mind. If we're not really working on our energy as a primary means of managing our life, if you want to think of it that way, what's the way most of us are going about getting stuff, right? We're very action oriented. We try real hard, we take all these actions, we manipulate, strategize, troubleshoot, all of this stuff, right? We work really hard, we take all of these actions, and eventually we think, right, there'll be some sort of movement. Now in that world, your need and the pain from which it stems, your mind will see great value in the need and the pain. Because, right, most of us are going about trying to get stuff in ways that doesn't feel very good. And the only way and the only reason why we would put ourselves through all that emotional torture and all that hard work and toil and strain and overcoming obstacle after obstacle and all the struggle and hustling and putting our nose to the grindstone and sacrificing our personal life and making everything about our goals and right and single-minded focus. The only reason we would put ourselves through all that pain is if we think it would get rid of the original pain. Your mind sees the need and the pain as a great motivator for going after the things you want. Because if you didn't feel all that pain and self-loathing and self-hatred and all of that shit, and hating yourself and beating yourself up and hating where you are now, you wouldn't put yourself through all of that. You wouldn't go about getting the things you want in that sort of painful way, because you'd be like, oh, the pain, that wouldn't be work. Why would I put myself through all that pain to get something that I feel okay without now? I might want it, but I don't feel terrible without it. Why would I go that route? That's so painful. So to your mind, again, your mind needs your need. Your mind needs your pain, because without it, it thinks that you're not going to care about getting your stuff anymore. You're not going to go about getting it in the way your mind thinks you need to get it. Again, your mind does not understand energy. It does not understand that it's the primary influence of your external experience. It does not understand that action is not the true level of cause. It's merely on the level of effect. By the time you're acting, your energy is already playing out, right? Something inside of you is motivating your actions and why you do the specific things you do. And so when you're taking bad feeling actions, there's a bad feeling energy, right? Or else you wouldn't take actions that feel bad. Something that feels bad inside is motivating you to take the bad feeling actions, thinking that it's worth it, this pain of this action and how it feels uncomfortable and it's a struggle and it's not enjoyable, but it'll help me get the thing that I think will take away this pain. So this pain is worth getting rid of that original pain born of, or at least what your mind thinks is born of your circumstances and what you don't have and what your life looks like now. So you see, the more you understand how the mind functions, you see how it's at extreme odds with being a conscious creator and really changing your energy in real, lasting, meaningful ways. The ways that you need to change your energy, the way you need to think and focus, your mind just thinks that that is going to move you further and further away from your stuff. It does not understand that that's the most direct route to it. It does not understand that that's the easiest, most pleasant way to manifest it. Because again, your mind does not understand energy. So you see why your mind clings to your need and why you're so afraid to detach from what you want. Sorry, I'm just looking real quick. There's water delivery and garbage today, and these are the garbage people, not the water people. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I don't want to miss the water delivery. So you see how your mind functions. You see why it wants you to cling to your need and why it doesn't want you to deal with your pain. Because your mind thinks once the pain goes away, the need automatically goes away because that's where the need is coming from. And it's like, but if you give up on the need and the pain, then you might not want what you want anymore. Or you might still want it, but you're not going to go about getting it in the ways I want you to go about getting it. Because again, without that pain driving you, you'd be like, why the fuck would I go about getting these things in a way that's so painful? I feel okay now. Yeah, I might still want it, but I'm not going to put myself through all of that to get it. I don't want it that bad. I don't need it. So again, your mind's very scared that without the need and the pain, its whole agenda goes right out the window. You're not going to want your stuff anymore. And again, the more you understand how the mind is working, the more that you understand how it's getting in the way, the easier it is to not listen to it. Because right now, the way your mind wants you to function, it's convincing you that this is what you have to do to get what you want. This is how you have to feel. Again, you need your pain, or else you'll just give up. Or somehow your mind thinks the universe is responding to your pain and your need and your dissatisfaction with your current circumstances. It's not. The universe, my favorite way I've ever heard it described, is benevolent but disinterested. It has no personal stake in what any of us are doing. It's not responding to your need or your want. There's no judgment or analysis. None of that is happening. You're putting out an energy, and what you're receiving, both good and bad, is just neutral feedback of your energy. You're not being rewarded for positivity. You're not being punished for your negativity. You're not getting what you want because the universe thought you finally deserved it because it saw that you were working really hard and it finally thought you did enough to earn it. And none of that's happening. You're just putting out some sort of energetic signature and you're getting stuff back that reflects it back to you. Again, good and bad. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that your positive manifestations are some sort of reward for your personal development work or your positivity, or the universe is like, oh, you believe in all this good, you're going to get rewarded with all this good stuff. Again, all of it, good and bad, is just neutral feedback. So your mind doesn't understand that either. It thinks somehow your need and your pain, the universe, God, in whatever term you like to use, is somehow going to respond to that. But it doesn't, because that's not being taken into the account at all. There's no judgment or analysis. You know what I'm saying? It's not sitting there like looking at us, like analyzing our actions and taking into account our feelings and all. It's just like there's an energy there. This energy is dominant. All of these things match this energy, so they'll come into your experience. Again, good and bad, wanted, unwanted. It's all just neutral feedback. So your mind does not understand this. Even in the world of energy, too, your mind thinks your need and your pain serve a purpose, but it doesn't. But again, your mind does not understand energy. And the more you understand how little it understands, the easier it is to start breaking away from the way it wants you to think and feel and function and move through this world. Because again, right now, even though it's causing you a lot of pain, there's still a part of you that thinks it's right and that it knows what it's talking about. And somehow all of this pain and this need is serving you somehow. And again, in the world of action, it could be a great motivator. What else but pain would cause you to put yourself through more pain to try to make changes in your life? If you're happy, you're not going to do shit that's painful. But if you're miserable, you will. Because again, if you think that pain will be worth getting rid of the pain that you're dealing with now, because it'll end up getting the stuff that your mind thinks is going to take the pain away. But you see too, knowing what you know about energy, taking action from that space, you might squeeze out a result here and there, you might get lucky, but if you're getting your stuff in a way that feels badly, you're not going to feel much better when it actually shows up, because that's not why you're unhappy in the first place. You're not going to relax when it shows up. You're still going to have to work hard to maintain it. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what you have to understand about your mind, why your mind is so reluctant, why the idea of detachment and feeling better now and all of these things and dealing with your shit, the true roots of your discontent are deep inside, not because you don't have a boyfriend or you're 20 pounds overweight or you don't have enough money or you don't like your job. It's all so, but you see how you see the mind doing all of that serves it's like, no, okay, guys, relax. They're just the construction workers. Hey, these dogs sometimes that I'm watching or get a little riled up when people are out in front of the house. But yeah, so guys, you see, the need and the pain. You see why your mind wants you to cling to it. And sometimes we wonder to ourselves, why do I have such a hard time getting rid of this stuff? It's causing me so much pain. Because a part of you believes it's going to benefit you somehow. And the part of you that identifies with your mind believes that and thinks it's true. So it's like, yeah, let's hold on to this. It serves a purpose. But it doesn't. In the world of action, on the surface level, sure, it serves a purpose, but you don't want to go about getting your stuff in that way because the pain just multiplies and you're not going to feel better even if you get it. The pain's still going to be there. In the world of energy, your pain serves zero purpose. Beyond that initial sense of contrast, helping you figure out what you'd like to see in your life instead, that pain is not going to benefit you energetically at all as a conscious creator. So yeah. The more you start understanding how your mind functions and you see its dysfunction and how you see it's not helping you, like a part of you thinks it's helping you, it gets easier to not do things its way. It gets easier to detach from what you want. It gets easier to deal with the shit that's really getting in the way because you understand that it serves no purpose. So your mind thinks it serves a purpose, so it wants you to cling to it. Again, your mind thinks it needs your need to get what you want. And if it thinks it needs your need, it's going to think it needs your pain because the pain's what creates the need. So that's why it's very good at keeping us from going within because it doesn't want you to get rid of that pain. Because without that pain, you're going to give up on your stuff and all it cares about is getting the stuff. But yeah, you see, you don't need to get what you want. You don't need pain. And the more that sinks in, the more you'll let go of the clinging and the attachment and you'll work on your shit. You'll go within where you need to be. You'll stop being so externally focused on just trying to change the outside and get the stuff you don't have. You'll do the work in the way that it's kind of meant to be done if you want to think of it that way, the right way if you want to think of it like that. Because that's what the law of attraction is. It's about that inner transformation. It's not so much about just trying to change externally and get the stuff you don't have. That's a very painful journey, as some of you have seen. The journey of changing your energy in like meaningful ways so you get consistent, lasting change. That's where you want to be. That's a more pleasant journey. Even if sometimes you have to deal with stuff that doesn't feel so good, overall, that's going to be the ticket, that journey, because that's where the real lasting change comes in, and that's where the real lasting change in your life will come in. When you just try to get the stuff you don't have, you might get some pop here and there. You feel good enough for a week or two to get a new client or this thing or that thing. But as some of you have seen from that approach, the consistent lasting change in your reality, that's probably eluding you because the energy is not changing enough in a consistent way. Your feelings are still very conditional, and the good feeling wears off after a while, after the manifestation. It's exciting for a minute or two, maybe 24 hours max, and then your mind's like, okay, yeah, well, old news, what's next, right? So you see, you do want to go within. You don't want to manifest from that space of pain minimization and still having your feelings be conditional on your circumstances. So yeah. Your mind feels like it needs your need and it needs your pain, and that's why you're probably having so much trouble letting go of it, because a part of you believes it's a necessary part of this process. It isn't, trust me. Giving up your need, you're not giving up on the stuff. Giving up on the pain, working through the pain that your mind is linking to not having these things, again, it's not going to make the stuff go away. Again, the universe is not responding to your pain and your need. It's just responding to your energy in a neutral way. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to go. For more content, information about my coaching services and products on offer, head on over to livelifemadetorder.com. And also my call series, Wanting Without Needing, How Sweet It Is. It started a couple of weeks ago, but I just ended up keeping registration open. So you'll see a link to that on the menu on my site, and I can also leave the link in the description here. It's pay what you choose pricing, so you can pay whatever you can afford to pay, and you'll get access to the classes that have already taken place, and then obviously access to the upcoming calls. So yeah, that's it, guys. Bye-bye.